Hi, this is Keshav. Today I'm going to show you guys how to build a machine learning model by using Azure ML Studio and deploy the model to web services. And also I'll show you guys how we can integrate the deployed web service model to Power BI. Finally, I will show you guys how we can pass input variables through Power BI and get the predicted result. Alright, it's going to be a little lengthy process. Let's see how we can get that done end to end, from building the model to integrating that to Power BI and getting predicted result in the Power BI. Alright, let's get started. If you can look at my screen, I prepared data set here. So the problem statement that I'm gonna use for building machine learning model is the employee churn. Okay, I want to predict employee churn based on the input variables those I'm gonna pass to Azure machine learning model. All right, this is the data set that I prepared for this model development. You could see that there are respective columns over there, the overall satisfaction level of that employee, and how satisfied is over the last evaluation happened, and the number of projects he worked on, and the average monthly hours in office is spent, number of years in the company. Then if there are any workside accident happened for him, there is other column which will tell that specific employee has got promoted in last 5 years. There is one column called department that will tell for which department that employee is working, and the salary, whether the employee is drawing low salary, medium salary or high salary. I'm not giving the exact number here, just in generalized way I given as low, high and medium. All right, there is final column that is left. It will tell whether that employee has left the company or still with the company. All right, so by using this data set I want to predict the employee churn. Okay, so if you can see this, the number of fields available here, right? So we need to pass all these fields to machine learning model to get the predicted result. All right. In machine learning terminology, we can call these fields as variables. Variables are of two types. Those are independent variables and dependent variables. All right. Independent variables are nothing but the variables those we pass to the model as input values. All right. The dependent variable is nothing but the value or variable that we get as outcome from the model. All right, here you see this data set, these all are independent variables, those will be passing to the model as inputs, and there is last field, that is left column, this is a dependent variable because the result of this column is completely depends on the input variable those will be passing to the model. All right, I hope this is clear. Let me take you guys into my Azure Machine Learning Studio. All right, this is Azure Machine Learning Studio that I just logged in. If you can see here left hand side, it's one type of object explorer. You could see multiple components available over there. Here you could see data sets. If there are any models deployed to web service, those models will be available here. And there is one component that is experiments. If there are any experiments created, you could see all the available experiments here. All right, currently I don't have any data sets uploaded, even I don't have any models deployed to web service, and also I don't have any experiments created. All right, let's get started and create the model from scratch. All right, as of now I don't have any data sets here. Let me upload the data set. The data set which I'm gonna use for my prediction is the one which you could see on the screen now. I'm gonna just close it off. I'm gonna upload the dataset here. There is option down here, new. Just click on that new button. It will give you the option to browse the file. I'm gonna browse the file from my computer. This is the dataset that I'm gonna use for my prediction. All right, this CSV file. All right, say okay. It's gonna take a few seconds. Let's wait. All done, uploaded here. Okay, the next step is we need to create the experiment. We have dataset already uploaded, and now I'm going to create experiment. Okay, we need to start with experiment to build your model. All right, I don't have any experiments here, existing experiments. I'm going to say new. once you click on new, it will show you one view where you could see all existing experiments. If you want to use them for your learning purpose, of course you can have a look at those experiments. Those experiments will give you some idea, those are really good for learning. All right, now I'm going to create one blank experiment. Yeah, if you could see this view, it looks similar to our SSIS package development. All right, so left hand side, if you could see, there are many modules available. Based on your requirement, you can use any of these pre-existing modules for developing machine learning model. All right, so I'm going to give the name as employee underscore churn. Okay, as part of model development, first of all, you need to pull your data set. All right, so there are two ways to add the dataset to your model. One is you can use import module. If you can search for that, there is import data module. All right, in case if you have data either in Azure Blob Storage or maybe in SQL database or Hadoop, any of those sources, if you want to use, then you can go for import data module. All right, but as of now, I already uploaded my file into Machine Learning Studio here. I'm going to use same file for prediction. All right, so as already I imported here, you could see that file imported here under saved datasets. Under saved dataset, there are many sample datasets available. You can use any of these sample datasets for your learning purpose if you want to go ahead and play around with this Azure ML Studio. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my datasets. Under my datasets, there is the dataset that just uploaded. All right, I'm gonna just drag and drop it here. All right, so our dataset is ready. So are you going to use all the fields those are existing in our dataset? In case if you don't want to pass all the fields to your machine learning model, you can just select only required fields. So that's very important to decide on the fields required for your prediction. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want all the fields existing in my dataset. I need to filter out and select the required fields, right? So for that, I'm going to use select columns in the dataset module. By using that module, what I can do, I can select only required fields from my dataset. All right. So if you put the cursor and right hand side, you could see there is one option to launch column selector. Just launch that option and you could see all the fields available in your dataset. But from here you can select what are the fields required for your model development. All right, so I'm not gonna use employee ID because it doesn't make any sense. If I pass to model, our model definitely will give wrong result. Okay, so we can't predict with employee ID. It doesn't make any sense to give that field to my machine learning model. All right, these all input variables, those I'm gonna use for my machine learning model. All right, say okay. So till now, okay. So now what I need to do, from the data set, we have to split the data into two. One portion of the data we need to give to the model to train the model. The other set of the data we need to use for testing purpose once our model is trained. All right. For that, what we need to do, we need to split our data set into two parts by using split data module. All right. I'm gonna split the data into two portions. Just column selector 2. In split data module, you could see there are different options over here. Okay, I'm going to split into two parts. The first part will have 80% of the data from my dataset. The second portion will have 20% of the data from my dataset. All right, I'm not going deep into any of the different options or different settings available for each module. When I'm doing only on machine learning, I'll go deeper into those different options for each module. I'm also not going deep into the algorithms those we are going to use for this model development. As of now, just we will complete one model and we'll try to integrate that to Power BI, and in Power BI we'll see how we can get predicted result. That's the focus area of this video today. All right. We already split the data into two portions. Now I need to train the model based on the data which I am passing to the model, right? For that, we have one module called train model module. I'm going to use that train model for this train model, and also we need to use the required algorithm to train this model, right? So the algorithm that I'm going to use two class boosted decision tree. So here this two class boosted decision tree module uses boosted decision tree algorithm for training purpose. Alright, we already connected our algorithm to train model module. Now we need to pass that input. Alright, we connected here, and still our train model module is not satisfied, right? Something is missing here. Alright, so what we need to do here, we need to pass the column based on what column you are gonna train your model, right? What is the main variable that we gonna use for training our model? The main field that we gonna use here is the left, right? So this is only the variable that we use to predict our outcomes. The same column we need to pass to our train model module. So based on the input variables, whatever we are passing to our train model, by using this, the dependent variable, and it will give the result. All right. So we given all the required inputs. Now, once our model is trained, we need to score the model. Okay. For scoring the model, we have the one module called score model module. I'm gonna use that module. Okay, this score model module will score the performance of the trained model by comparing the trained data with the test data. Okay, it will compare both the trained data with and test data, then it will finally score our model. Alright, there is one module here to evaluate our model. Alright, I'm gonna connect score model to evaluate model. So we are done with our machine learning model development. Now we need to execute each and every modules, right? So for that there is option here to run. You can run all the modules together. So all modules will be executed one by one after one. Alright. So the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, in case if you want to see the data distribution, how data distribution across all the columns, you can just right click on your data set and go to data set to visualize. If you visualize that, it will show you by each field. You can see the data distribution for each field. All right, if you click on this field, you could see that statistics as well. This statistics, it will give you mean, median, min, max, standard deviation, everything here. So, and also you could see on top it is given that total number of rows this many, and number of columns are 11. Alright, if you want to understand how the data is distributed across each column, so you can see that. I'm not going deep into this because that is very important to understand data distribution across each field. I'll just go deep into that when I'm doing separate video on only machine learning. So as of now, just ignore it. Alright, likewise you can visualize data across all the modules. Okay, so I'm gonna run this model. Alright, you could see each and every modules are being executed. It will take in a few seconds. Let's wait for that. Alright, train model module is almost done. Okay, finally evaluate model. Alright, all done. Okay, so if you want to visualize our outcome here, you can go to score model, then visualize. And now apart from that input variables those we passed, there are two more fields created. Those are score labels and scored probability. Alright, this score label will tell you whether employee will be leaving or will be staying back with the same company, and this probability will tell you the percentage of that outcome. So our model is done. Now let me go here, evaluate result, visualize. Here there are a lot of things to understand, the ROC curve, and if you go all the way down, you could see that AUC and accuracy of our model, and then precision, recall, F1 score, true positive, false negative, false positive, and true negative. There are a lot of metrics to understand here. When I'm doing the video only on machine learning, then I'll go deep and deeper into these metrics. Okay, those are very important to understand what is true positive and false negative, false positive and true negative, and how accuracy is calculated, how recall is calculated, and how F1 score is calculated, and how do you say that my model is giving good result. So those all we need to understand very well to to understand our model outcome. All right, that we'll see in the further videos. As of now, just ignore. So we are done with our model development, and also we executed the model. We saw the outcome as well. All right. Now the next thing what we need to do, we need to deploy our model to web service. For that, if you go down here, there is option to deploy. I'm gonna deploy that to web service. I can deploy by using this option. Alright, when I clicked on that, our model is completely changed. So there are input and output components are created. What we need to do is, as of now, we need to just remove this connection for input, and we should connect that to the score model module. Alright, because we have to give input directly to our the score model. Our model is already trained. We no need to train again. Just we need to give inputs to our score model. Our score model will give the outcome based on the input values those we are passing. All right. Another thing what we need to do is, if you go to select column dataset, launch column selector. If you go to launch column selector, there are all input variables those we pass, right? Now when we are passing the inputs to the trained model, we should not pass the dependent variable, because that is required only for training the model. Now we already have our model trained. What we need to do, we need to pass the input variables. As it's already trained, based on those independent variables, it will give the outcome. All right. So we have to make sure that our dependent variable not in the input variable. All right. So I just taken out from the input columns here. Say okay. All right. We all done with even deployment also. Let's run this deployed model once. It's gonna take a few seconds. All right, it's been executed now. If you go to web service, you could see that deployed model under your web services. Yeah, we are in web service now. This is our model which is deployed to web service. All right. So down there is option to test our model. If you want to go ahead and test, if you go for test preview, it will show you our input variables. All right. So this is input here. Once you pass the values to input and say test the request response, then you could see outcome here. All right. Okay, so there is option to enable sample data as of now, because I don't want to manually enter the data values here. What I'm gonna do, I'm just say enable sample data. So there is sample data enabled. For the same sample data, I'm gonna test it. Okay, say test. So based on these inputs, our system has predicted as 1. That means this employee will be leaving the company, and the score percentage of that value is 99%. So he is not fully satisfied with this company, and he is not that much satisfied with last evaluation happened, and the number of projects he worked on 2, and the number of monthly hours spending in office is 157, and a number of years 3 years. So he is from department sales, and his salary also low. All right, based on the input values those we given, our model has predicted as this employee will be leaving the company, and probability is 99%. All right, this is how we can test our deployed model. Now let's jump into my Power BI desktop, and we'll see how we can integrate that deployed model into Power BI. All right, let me show you guys here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to import the same data into Power BI here. Same CSV file. So as of now, I don't have any other new details. So I'm going to pass same data set here. I'm gonna say load. All right, it's been loaded. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let me go back to the table. I want to remove the unwanted fields. I want to use the required fields to pass to my model. All right, so as I said, employee ID doesn't make any sense to pass to our model. If you pass, it will not be correct prediction. So I'm going to delete that employee ID column. And also as input, we know that we already saw that what are the input variables available. So you can't pass this as input variable because that will be the outcome from our trained model, right? So here this has to be deleted. I'm going to delete left column. Now yeah, we are pretty much good with all input variables. These are input variables we are gonna give to the trained model, and we'll see what outcome we'll get from the model. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to transform data. Yeah, if you go all the way right, there is one option called AI Insights. All right, this is new feature. If you don't have in your desktop, I would say just download and install latest version on your machines, so that you can see all the features, latest features available in your Power BI desktop. All right, so this is the latest version that I downloaded and installed. AI Insights in your desktop. That means your Power BI version is not latest. Now I'm gonna go to that one option called Azure Machine Learning. By using that option, you can invoke your trained model here. All right, click on that. It will show you if there are any models those are deployed. And there are some models, but these are not the one which we created, right? We created as employee underscore Chen, but these are old, it seems. Okay, no, I'm gonna ignore this. We can't integrate them into our Power BI because what we just created is different, right? But let's see why those are not shown here. Okay, yeah, those are not shown here. What I'm gonna do, okay, let me just refresh our data source settings. If you go to data source settings, global permissions, you can remove Azure Machine Learning functions because sometimes there could be cache issues. So I'm gonna clear that cache. Okay, it will take few seconds. Yeah, all right, it's done. Now if I go to machine learning and try invoking our model, so when you clear the cache, it will ask you to sign in again. Okay, I'm gonna sign in again. All right, I have logged into my machine learning here. I already logged in. I'm gonna say connect. All right, but still I can't see that, right? Even though I refresh the cache, still I can't see. Yeah, all right, I know what is the reason. Let me take you guys into Azure Machine Learning Studio here. Okay, so if you can see here, you could see that this is the workspace. It's a free workspace, right? It's not paid. Okay, the free workspace will not be detected through Power BI. So you should have your deployed models in the workspace created with paid subscription. All right, but as of now, what the model that I built is through a free workspace. All right, so what I can do is there is already a workspace available which I created through my paid subscription. You could see here down a KR workspace which I created, that is standard, it's not free. Okay, the pricing tier is standard here. So if you can go to that workspace, yeah, this is my paid workspace. So as of now, you could see nothing, no experiments, and there are no any models to deploy to my paid workspace web service as well. All right, so it's empty as of now. What I'm gonna do, the model which I developed by using free workspace, right? So I can copy those deployed models to my paid workspace. Okay, okay, let me show you how we can copy the deployed and the developed and deployed model to paid workspace. I'm going to show you how we can copy them to paid workspace. All right, so I'm going to select this and drag and drop here on copy to workspace. Okay, click on copy to workspace. If you want to change the name here, you can change, and it will be copied to this workspace, which is my standard workspace. All right, say okay. I'm not going to change the name, let it be as is. And also I'm gonna, all right, just wait for a few seconds to copy the first. Yeah, it's gonna take few seconds. Let's wait for that to be copied. It's taking quite some time. All right, it's been copied to the paid workspace here. Okay, and let me copy the developed model as well. All right, just click on that. I'm not gonna change experiment name. So I copied both, the deployed web service model as well as the experiment those we created. Let's wait for a few seconds. It will be copied. All right, both are copied. Okay, I'm gonna close. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to my paid workspace. If you go to paid workspace, you could see those two components copied here. We have copied experiment as well as web service, right? All right, I'm gonna open this and run it. Okay, you need to execute once in your paid workspace. Okay, we need to deploy the model to web service through our paid workspace. All right, I'm gonna deploy. Before deploying, okay, so if you want to change your web service name, of course you can change. I'm gonna change that as employee Chen underscore standard. Okay, standard. For our understanding, just I'm gonna name it as employee Chen underscore standard. That's okay. And storage account, whatever the storage account I given in my Azure portal, the same is being used. And we need to select the pricing plan. Okay, the price plan should be our KR works. You can use any of these pricing plans. All are standard only. So let me use KR workspace plan. All right, say deploy. So our the model that we copied to paid workspace will be deployed to web service now. All right, once it is deployed to web service, then we should be able to see that in Power BI. All right, let's wait for a few seconds. Hopefully we could see that in Power BI services once it is deployed. All right, it's been deployed. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to Power BI desktop here, say cancel. Again, as I said, right, we need to clear the cache every time. So for that, you need to go to data source settings, go to global, then clear this cache for Azure ML functions, clear permissions, delete. All right, it is done. Once it is done, then again we need to go back to Azure Machine Learning and invoke our deployed model. All right, click on Azure Machine Learning. Now again we need to sign in because we cleared the cache, right? So that sign in information also will be cleared. Now we need to sign in again. All right, I'm gonna sign in. All right, I given my credentials and now it is logged in. Okay, let me connect. it's been connected. All right, so you could see everything. So we have our deployed web service model available here. So if you remember, I given name as employee chain underscore standard. All right. Okay, and right hand side you could see all the parameters and the input values also by default mapped, you know because the names whatever we have in our Power BI, the field names are same as parameter names, those we are getting through model. Okay, so everything is mapped, but only there is one is missing, department. Let me convert this to column. I'm gonna pass here department. All right, so this is how you need to map your input variables, those you are passing through Power BI, to the parameters, or we can say that the input parameters, those you are getting through Azure machine learning model that we are deployed to web service. All right, so our mapping is done. In case if it's not mapped, make sure that you guys are manually mapping it. Okay, so as of now I got nothing to change because everything is mapped properly. Okay, yeah, all good. Now I'm gonna say okay. All right, now we need to get predicted outcome. Let's wait for that. Say continue. Okay, I'm gonna say privacy levels. I'm gonna say ignore, save it. All right, let's wait for a few seconds. I'm expecting that you will get the result what we are expecting. Let's see. All right, so we have got all input variables, those we given through Power BI, and you could see there is predicted outcome as well. All right, so there is option to expand here. Just click on expand. Let's wait, it's loading all the columns. Okay, all right, so when you expand, it will show you all the fields those we are getting through the parameters. So do you need all these fields to be displayed again, because already we have input columns here, right? You don't need all the fields again in Power BI report, right? So what I need only the score label and score probability. Rest all I can ignore, right? If you add again along with these fields, you could see same fields repeated again. I don't want that to be done. All right, I deselected the columns those I don't need, and I only selected the columns those I need. Okay, these two are predicted outcomes, score label and scored probability. All right, I'm gonna say okay. So you could see there are two fields added. You could see everything by each row wise. You can see and you can check what is the outcome. See, if you take this one, the first row, for that employee, he is not that much satisfied. That's 30%, 38% of satisfaction, 53% of satisfaction over last evaluation, and whatever the other values. Based on other input values, you could see that model said that he will be leaving the company, and the probability of leaving is 99%. All right. So as I said, our model accuracy also 99%. So you could see that the predicted outcome also 99% for the employees. Those, of course, you could see less than that also. It's completely based on the input variables those we are passing to the model. All right. So this data set, whatever I pass to Power BI, is same data set what I given to model. So if you have, if you want to update this data set and pass different, or if you want to add few new employees with all input values, you can pass and you can get the predicted outcome for that specific employee. All right. One thing you need to remember, you need to pass all these input variables. Okay, you cannot miss any of this. If you miss, then obviously our model prediction will not be correct. All right. Even if you want to use this data for creating reports in Power BI and create any visualizations, of course you can do. All right, I hope this is clear for you guys, and of course it's a little lengthy process. I hope this will definitely will help you out. Thanks for watching my video, and thanks for your patience to watch such a lengthy video. Please do subscribe and opt for notification. Next video, mostly I'll come up with machine learning itself. Maybe I'll take one algorithm and I'll go deep into that algorithm. So until then, see you. We'll meet again next time. Thank you. Bye bye.